Welcome back, WGCN kids. I hope you guys had fun last week praising God every single day. And I want to challenge you guys to keep doing that. Because as we learned last week, God deserves it because He is just so good to us. Now that was last week's devotion. This week's devotion is about what God is like. And we're going to talk about Psalm 19. Our memory verse is from Psalm 19:1, which says, "The heavens proclaim the glory of God. The skies display His craftsmanship." Now I'm going to explain later what the memory verse has to do with what God is like. But for now, I want to ask you guys, who's your favorite singer? I mean, we all have one, right? Well, mine is Toby Mac. Now you're probably wondering, what does my favorite singer have to do with God? Well, just like you've never met your favorite singer, you know about them because you listen to their music. Well, it's the same way with God. Even though we can't see Him, you can get to know Him by looking at His creation, by looking at the sky, or at the animals, or the grass, which is exactly what our Bible verse says. In Psalm 19:1, it says, "The heavens proclaim the glory of God. The skies display His craftsmanship." That's basically saying that we can get to know God by looking at His creation, even though we cannot see Him. Now, let's go back to talking about your favorite singer. One of the next best things that you can get from them is their autograph, and maybe even a note saying how thankful they are for you, that they love you, and that you're an amazing fan. Well, God did the same thing. He gave us the Bible to tell Him about who He is so that we could know more about Him and how much He loves us. Now, there's one more thing. Meeting your favorite singer, like Toby Mac for me, in person would show you just how much more amazing they are, or seeing them in concert. Well, God did that very same thing for us. He sent Jesus, God Himself, to show us how much He loves us. So it's important to remember those three things that God did for us to know who He is. Through His creation, through the Bible, and through Jesus. I want to remind you guys that you need to do two things this week. First, you need to respond. You can either pick one of the three activities or you can do all of the activities. And then you need to do the adapt and extend, which means you're going to read aloud the psalm and then you're going to do stuff in your praise journal. And don't forget to answer the questions for the rest of the week too with your family.